Friends of teleSUR, welcome once again to another night with the Mano Del Diez. We have to clarify something. We are going to review Colombia's match tomorrow. Because of technical difficulties, we had to prepare the program a little bit earlier than the match. How are you doing, Diego?
Good evening, Victor Hugo, and everyone in teleSUR. I'm doing fine, and I'm happy. It's a pleasure to be here again.
Well, then let's talk about England.
Okay, let's speak about England.
They played extremely well.
They played very well. And how well was the change of players? Because I don't think that this is about... It's about the manager, no. No. This comes from below. The under-20s, the under-17s, both of them. This clearly shows that they're creating the players that England didn't have before. England had a single player per team in the Premier League that came from England, while the rest were all foreigners. So that was why, listen, today, maybe Sterling, maybe Keane, maybe Vardy, or maybe Stones, who brought good fortune to Liverpool. But apparently they bring in something new. It's not about going beyond and just playing long balls. No, they want to play, they want to keep on passing. And today they show this. They show some ease with the ball because of the rival.
Yes, they talk a lot about the passing right now. Particularly Spain is the best at doing this. I remember the team of 86 in Argentina, the 4 players that you had and how you would touch the ball and pass it around.
It was impossible. It was impossible because apparently no one was marking, but we all were. Everyone was running, apparently no one, but we all did. And there were always someone backing the others. So they were playing in the midfield, and then we had some on the right, some on the left. And passing is a fundamental weapon, both at the back as in the front, when dropping back, whenever they're attacking you.
So you see England as a more subtle team.
I see they have better players. Players who want to play with the ball. They don't want to play football, the Premier League football. That is quite electrifying, where the ball never leaves the field. What this manager was able to do, however, was to make the team a little bit slower and adding something. It's not only playing one touch, no. They often get the ball and pass, get the ball and pass. But whenever they play first touch, then they have problems. They create problems. Because with this guy, with Kane, who's incredible, and with Sterling, there are different players. There's different players than the rest. Better.
It is true that they played against Panama, and Panama came and to just taste the World Cup.
But that's fine, that's fine. I loved what happened when Panama scored, because people were celebrating if they were winning the World Cup. So maybe we're different. We're used to something different. We don't even celebrate when we score if we're losing 6-1.
They had a great sense of humor.
No. They knew what they came for. They knew that they came to the World Cup, and it was a tunnel, and it was very, very bleak, because they were going to find themselves against teams that were far superior than the ones they faced during their qualifiers, and they did too in the best of way. So enjoy it. They enjoyed it as they should, and this is fine. Because the fact of getting into a World Cup, being Panama, a very small country, a country that always has to fight against Mexico or the United States for qualifying, and it's always, well, not being the best one often, But they were able to reach the World Cup and they qualified.
They have been able to enjoy it then.
Of course.
What's not easy to enjoy when you have in front of you is a German team.
You need to.
They're so good.
You need to overcome them. We faced them very closely. We were beating them 2-0. Apparently, the game was over, and we had the ball. We were keeping the ball because we were possessing the ball. But then they started playing with players that were, I don't know, 192 meters tall, 193 meters tall, and then they seemed like they were planes that they were heading everything. And it was very complicated for us with the two-headed goals.
They have a lot of good mentality, Diego.
Yes, they have a lot of mentality.
Yes, mental
There's strength there. I think that Germany, beyond the physical training they have, beyond what the manager can do, is what they have in their mind, how their mindset is prepared, and they know that they need to play 100% all the time, and they never
One
give up.
can say, geez, they gave 5 minutes, they are so lucky, but in reality, the 5 minutes were fair.
Yes, of course, yes. 5 minutes were 5 minutes of only Germany attacking.
They attacked the full match.
Yes, they were attacking and attacking and attacking. They never gave up attacking.
Sweden, mentally, they started crumbling. They started getting into a small corner.
Yes. They were dropping back.
They are afraid of the Germans.
Exactly. That's the mental strength that you have in the midfield. The midfield of Germany against the midfield of Sweden. The Swedish midfield was dropping back and decided, okay, we're going to defend as much as we can. We're not going to play anymore. And I think that this is a
That's
mistake.
a difference to what Mexico plays.
Of course. Mexico is completely different. Mexico defends with the ball. They go and they pass and pass and pass. While Sweden did the exact opposite. Boom. And they would allow anything to happen.
Now, Mexico is in a deep problem because it would be very unfair. Because they could lose against Sweden. That could happen, and if that would happen, perhaps Mexico, that has been the protagonists of the World Cup, they might be out of the World Cup. Therefore, we have a terrible match between Mexico and Sweden.
Listen, I'm a fan of Mexico.
Yeah, me too, of course.
I'm a fan of Mexico because, as you said, they are the great entertainers of the first round of this World Cup. It's not an easy World Cup. You see, it's not easy because the first round there are a lot of teams debuting. There are a lot of new players as well, and players that are playing there for the first time. There are new managers as well. And honestly, Mexico demonstrated that today they are able to beat Sweden, just like Sweden could beat
Yes,
Mexico.
of course they can.
But Mexico today has the conditions to beat Sweden.
They have strong mental strength, or else they would have not been Germany. They would not have lasted the 90 minutes against the Germans.
What we saw today with Sweden, well, it was the exact opposite with Mexico. Mexico, instead of playing in the back and defending and saying, okay, we're going to hold the tanks that are playing against us, they decided to play. And they kept on passing the ball, first touch, or maybe two touches, and then they were attacking. They were attacking almost at the goal.
We have to go to a commercial break, my friend.
Okay.
Please invite the friends to the commercial
Okay,
break.
of course. We'll be back. De la Mano del Diez.
To the friends of teleSUR, we can tell them that on the 24th of June is a very special day for us.
Very special day. It is a special day because of the date. Well, because many idols have a birthday today, have given a lot to Argentina. Messi, Fangio, and I remember many others as well.
For example, there are two dead people from history, of popular Argentinian history. One of them is Carlos Gardel, and the other one is Rodrigo, one of your best friends.
Rodrigo, one of my friends.
You went to visit him in Cuba.
He visited me in Cuba and he was about to go back. He visited me there, and he, well, had a concert in La Plata, and I spoke to him. And I was in Cuba, and he told me, listen, I'm done with the first one, I'm about to go to the second one. And in Cuba, it was already too late. So my daughter woke me up, and she told me that Rodrigo had killed himself with his truck. I had some memories of that truck. I had some terrible memories about it because I had the chance to drive it. I drove this truck, and it vibrated a lot. It was difficult to drive it. And I told him, listen, this truck, you have a terrible, it's worth nothing, okay? Buy something better, come on. Get something better that doesn't vibrate as much. And because it was difficult for me to control it. And, well, then it happened. I don't know what happened.
When you went to Cuba, he had that wonderful song that he had composed that was called Marado, Marado.
Yes, that song, as many other songs that I am always thankful for the lads that have written them for me.
I dance very little, but can you imagine how much I've danced with that song? Because that song is one of the most significant and representative songs for happy people.
That is true.
Because it is singing for you. It is a masterpiece that does not happen very often.
When the song first came out, when Rodrigo published his song, there was a silence because no one knew what was going to be played. And my daughter told me, because she was a great fan of Rodrigo, she's still a fan, Janina, my daughter Janina. And she told me that he had wrote a song for me and that he wanted to show me that song in Cuba. But first, he had to go to Luna Park and fill 13 concerts there, because no one had ever done that before. Today, people have 20 concerts there, but no one was able to have a full Luna Park stage because there were a lot of quarantines, and the people said there were 15,000 people, but Luna Park was like that. So, either way, unfortunately, he passed when he started taking off. And Victor Hugo, he has earning his money. The big money was about to come in.
He was not at the summit, at the pinnacle of his career.
No. He was just taking off, and he was just about to sign another contract. And we were speaking, when he went to Cuba, we were speaking about this. And he earned 1 peso per album, okay? And then if you would buy an album, it would be 25 or 30. So they were stealing from him. That was it. It was clearly stealing from him. But either way, as I told him, I gave him a couple of things, you know. I gave him a couple of pieces of advice.
In order to accentuate the professionalism that he deservedly had to have.
Yes, because he gave it all. He gave it all. And people have the best memory of him.
So it's 24th of June. It's a very special day. I want to tell the friends of teleSUR that after a commercial break, we are going to watch a goal in a historical match. It was emotion, not like the one that you scored against England, but it was fantastic. It was a magnificent match between two colossuses of the history of world football, taking into account who
Let
they
us
were.
remember how was Brazil doing and how we were doing before. So we were there, And clearly, whenever there was an Argentine player, there were 4 Brazilians. So Brazilians were playing very well, and they were very, very good at playing against it. And we didn't have their speed, nor the technique in order to start from the back. So we were playing well at the back, but we weren't unable to hurt the defenders of Brazil. So the defenders will corner us against our defense, our own defense, and our own midfield.
You were
broken. We were broken.
Yeah, you had to come back completely broken.
After that, I had to sit next to Pumpido. And basically, they helped worry about our tickets back.
So let's go to a commercial break. Please invite them.
Let's take a break and we'll be right back.
teleSUR features the developments of science and technology that innovate and make the world go around.
Eso es Atom, transmitimos desde América Latina. Bienvenidos, bienvenidas.
Technology available to everybody. Atom. Mondays, only on teleSUR.
Maradona has it in the middle of the pitch. He takes it against Lemao. Diego escapes. He takes it. Is against Dunga. Maradona has it. He feeds in Canilla. Canilla. Goal! Canilla! Past the speaker, and after a beautiful fed ball through Maradona, he put it through Tafarel and scored in the 35th year of the death. And we have Diego feeding in a beautiful ball. We cannot believe what you invented for Argentina. Argentina leads. And Canilla has scored. Canilla has us 1-0 up. And he scored it with his left foot, and Argentina leads. Argentina 1, Brazil 0.
¿Qué me dice?
What can you say about that?
That's a wonderful goal. I shiver when I see it. Because really, as I used to say, people were saying that Brazil should have won the cup and that we had already our plane tickets to go back to Buenos Aires. A lot had been spoken and was told that Careca and Alemão played against me and that they had a better team than we had. And Brazil had a better team and was doing better than us. We had a lot of injured players. Some of them were facing a pubalgia and others were infiltrated. Well, myself, I would just get the needle in and have all of them infiltrated.
You had a very swollen
Yeah, it was really swollen. Yes, but we had to play our life. It would be a sin that just because I was swollen, I would let this opportunity go by. And I remember that we were listening to the Brazilians playing and hitting the post all the time. So then we were asking ourselves, what do we do to beat them? Because when we turned around, there were 4 Brazilian players around us, surrounding us. And they were playing and tackling us because Dunga and Alemão, they're not nice to you when they're playing. And whenever they say that Alemão was the one to blame, well, I was before him, and the one where I used my body and didn't allow to pass and to get his ball was Dunga, because Dunga was the one who had marked me and tackled me, because when I go by Dunga, then the 3 ones at the back were trying to come closer to me, and there was really a yellow army, and I didn't know what to do. And it went long. The ball went long. And I was lucky enough that I was able to sleep with my left and then use my right foot to the line and was going by, called Canilla. And when I saw this from the ground, and you can see this, you can see it in the image in the goal. From the ground, I was telling him, Canilla, shoot, please shoot. And he wasn't shooting, he didn't shoot. And I was, come on. And I opened my eyes, and I saw that he was like this. The net was waving, and I said, this is a miracle, this is unbelievable. And then Tafarel was able to save a free kick that was in the angle, and then there was a penalty saved from Calderón.
To Calderón.
Yes, Calderón. And I was wearing Careca's shirt because he was a beast playing against me, and he was a very, very good friend, a great lad, a gentleman. I have nothing to say against him, but I wanted to beat them. Women were speaking and saying,
no, Alemão did not have the opportunity to tackle you, because they used to criticize him during that time that he did not want to hit you because he was facing Diego.
No. Listen, Alemão, what I tell usually to Brazilians, and I say this all the time, that the one who should tackle me was Dunga. It's not Alemão. Alemão was, well, behind me. He didn't have a single chance of tackling me or going against me, okay?
So now, if Dunga did not hit you, nobody was going to hit you.
Of course, no. Oh, no, yeah. That's also true. But additionally, I was able to go before. Okay, I was using my right foot, and he was unable to use his foot to tackle me, okay? To slide tackle against me. So then, I passed the ball longer, and it went long. And then they came, the defenders came. And then Canilla was able to put it in like only he could. Because I would have done something differently, would have fainted and then kicked, but he was like this, and he went to the left and went against the keeper and then used his left foot. But we know that Canilla can barely use his left foot, but however, he scored a great goal.
That 24th of June was magical.
What a day.
What a special day it was. Well, now it is Messi's birthday as well. Could we have a couple of words for Messi?
Leo.
A little bit of strength that you can give him, perhaps.
I would like to speak to Leo and tell him, listen, Leo, you're not guilty of anything, absolutely of nothing. Leo, I love you as I always have. I respect you as I always have. For me, you have played with me an exceptional World Cup. I think that you were able to shoot against all the keepers and make them figures. And today, in your birthday, we dedicate you this program with Victor Hugo. I don't know if you are going to watch it, but still, we give this from the bottom of your heart to you, whatever they can say.
Well, then let's go, Diego. What more can we say after that? I am extremely excited, like the people possibly are as well. Let's see each other tomorrow, my friend.
We will be back tomorrow then, with you, with people in Telesur, and with all the audience and all the people that keep calling me, texting me, and they will continue doing so. Please do it, and we're going to have a lot of presents.
We'll be here with this hand.
We'll be here.
De la Mano del Diez.
lives will be saved. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bill Clinton and George Bush would later help to organize relief efforts after a disastrous earthquake struck Haiti in 2010. Yet, if it weren't for the actions of Clinton and Bush while in office, the Haitian people may have been able to create infrastructure that would have significantly reduced the terrible human toll of the earthquake. As it turned out, the aid itself was grossly insufficient. As with Serbia, and more recently Libya, events in Haiti were sold to the public as humanitarian intervention.